Hey, it's me Lillian again. I'm gonna kind of redo my bleaching explanation and stuff a little more for everybody. I took some questions on emo hair, and I'm just gonna talk about my lighteners and stuff again because the video that I did last year, I wasn't a stylist at the time, and it didn't really have a professional perspective on lighteners. And I feel like if you're gonna do it at home, you should at least have the professional opinion and professional advice on how to do it. So the video that I did last year is fine, however it's not professional opinions at all. It is a video, I mean, if you're someone who already lightened your hair and you just want to work out some different tones, or you want to know how to get like those crazy colors, or if you just want to go like a level lighter or something, or just know about like volume and stuff like that, then check out that video because it's very, very basic, but it's not professional. And this is just some questions answered and whatever from people on emo hair who do want to lighten their hair and whatever and so on. So, alrighty, I think this is probably part one of many more to come because people have questions about lighteners and I'm a lightener freak. So, let's start with the first one, which is what's the best kind of bleach? That's hard for me to answer because there's so many different companies that make so many different lighteners for so many different things. They're specialized for certain things and they make them with certain hair types. I personally like the Goldwell Silk Lift. This lightener is infused with silk enzymes so that it helps your hair, it makes it feel soft, it doesn't destroy your hair as much, because what lightener actually does is melt inside into your cuticle and then removes all the pigment that you have, which is pretty damaging no matter what you do. But the Silk Lift does really help. Even before I was professional, when I would go to hairdressers market where they do sell to regular people, I would pick up lightener that did have silk enzymes inside of it, so that this lightener was a lot healthier on my head, though I was using a too high volume for myself. I mean, if you have virgin hair, whatever, or you don't want too much lift and your hair really isn't fried at all, using Blondissima, like the drugstore stuff, is okay. It's not going to get you very far, I'm going to be honest, but it's okay. I mean, I have personally used it on people with virgin hair, people with very healthy hair for what they've been doing to it, and it was always working out fine. So if you feel like your hair is healthy enough to use it, but when in doubt, go talk to your stylist because they can assess your hair way more than I can just from this video. How can I protect my hair against bleach damage? That's very difficult because, like what I explained, how bleach works. Bleach actually just penetrates into your cortex, removing all the pigments, damaging your hair, melting your cortex, which sounds very harmful and is very harmful if you're not doing it right, obviously. So what I do personally is, and what you can do to protect your hair, is using protein treatments. When the bleach and even the colors that you use melt away at your cortex, you can use protein treatments. You can buy them usually at any salon. Almost every company has a protein treatment line or different hair treatments. The one that I really like the most is from Goldwell. It's called Rich Repair. It's a 60-second treatment. You use it like twice a week or once every second week or whatever, depending on how damaged your hair is. Like I said, talk to your stylist. I use mine, honestly, I think I use mine like once every week or once every second day because my hair is so damaged. There is everything in this line. There's color treatments, volume treatments, everything that you need. But Rich Repair is the one if your hair is over-processed with color or bleach. Another really good treatment is from KMS. It's called Moisture Repair. It helps dry and damaged hair. It's not as intensive as the Goldwell, but I mean, if your hair is just dry, not necessarily falling off, that's what you want to use. You can usually go to your stylist too and get them to do a treatment on your hair. Usually the treatments they use are really intensive treatments and you can't really take them home and do them like a 60-second treatment. Goldwell does have one. It's called Dual Senses. They can do this treatment for pretty much any problem that you have with your hair, including that. And this treatment, I think, when you go to get done in a salon, at least where I am, it's about $35. But this treatment is amazing. My hair at one point was falling out, not gonna lie, from so much lighter, and I really didn't have to cut much off because we used this treatment and it restored all the protein back to my hair. Sometimes if your hair is like mush because you've lightened it so much or your hair can't take that, no amount of protein treatments or whatever are going to help you. Your hair is beyond repair at that point. Anyways, another question was, how do you mix lightener? I explained that in my other video, but I'll explain it again. You buy volumes of peroxide that have different percentages of peroxide. There's 10, 20, 30, and 40. 40 you really shouldn't mix with lightener. 40 is extremely harsh on your hair, and it's usually only mixed for high lift colors. Usually when you're using lighteners, you use a 20 or a 30. 10 will give you minor lift. The way that you mix most lighteners is you take the powder and you mix it. Usually it's 1 scoop for 40 milliliters of developer, and what that does is oxidizes together and starts your lightener working and starts attacking your hair. Usually when you buy the drugstore stuff, they have little bottles that say 1 and 2, and that's your powder and that's your developer. You mix it together, you shake it up, and you're good to go. So it's not too difficult to do at all. Another one I got was, it was kind of funny, it was ammonia-free bleach, question mark, exclamation mark. Some companies are advertising ammonia-free lightener, which is not that it's not damaging, it's just there's an ammonia substitute. Goldwell has one, like I said, with the silk lift. There's 2 types. There's the gentle lift, and then there's the stronger lift that I have, which takes you up to 5 levels. The gentle lift has ammonia-free, but it's not that it's not damaging. It just has an ammonia substitute in it, like, you know, sugar-free pop has a sugar substitute. It's not that it's, you know, safer. The next one I got was professional versus drugstore lightener. The only thing that I will say about drugstore lightener is that they're getting better, but there's a higher pH in drugstore lightener and it's a lower volume. So you'll have something that really is the intensity, like chemically, of a 40 or 30, but the actual way that it works on your head will only lighten the same as a 10 or a 20. Which I think that Clairol is my favorite drugstore lightener because it does come in a 30 and it works like a 30. It doesn't, like a 30, it doesn't stall at all, and it works really fast, but it is quite damaging, so be very careful with those. When people buy drugstore lightener, usually the biggest problem is they don't really know enough about lighteners to work with this and to know what to do. And then the last question I got for this part was, what is the quickest way to lighten your hair to white when you've been coloring it black for a long time? To do that, you have to understand the decoloration chart and the lightening chart and the color chart. I'll here's probably a link somewhere in the description or in somewhere right here for both. If your hair is black and it's a level 1, suppose your hair naturally was a level 5, which is in between that really light blonde and then that black, and you've been coloring it black for years. What you can do, depending on how damaged your hair is from adding color, because color will damage your hair over time, you can do a color remover. Color remover will remove all the pigments from the artificial color but leaving your natural color. Color remover doesn't always work the way you want it to, however. Color remover will leave weird patches, and you gotta color over it. It won't look nice when it's done. Because it still has some of that underlying pigment from the artificial color inside of it. The other thing that you can do is a cocktail shampoo, which is a mix of shampoo and lightener. And you go to a salon, ask them how they mix, because everyone really has their own. Or the way I like to do it is a little bit of shampoo, a little bit of developer, a little bit of 20 volume developer, and then a little tiny pinch of the bleach powder. You mix it up till it's a bit of a paste, and then just rub it in, shampoo it in your head. For me, I would leave it on like 5 minutes, depending on how quick it starts to lighten, because you can see it lighten. And then shampoo it off, and then if you have to do it again, do it again. Really, if your hair's been black for a long time, your first step is to get that black color as off as possible. Or if you want to take a long process, you can foil your hair. Getting highlights and highlights and highlights and stuff, that's an expensive process to get done in a salon. Doing it on yourself, I don't know how you could possibly do it on yourself, but if you had a brother or sister or someone who can do it for you, then, or a mom or a dad, then get them to help you. Just taking little sections of your hair, lighting it at a time, because it'll damage some pieces but leave the other pieces, you know, feeling healthy, and that'll just make your hair an overall not fried look. But personally, I would start with doing lightening shampoos, cocktail shampoos, or color removers, anything possible over the course, as long as it takes to remove that black color. From then on, I would start lightening your hair, start off with a 20 and gradually get higher volume if you need to, or lower volume if you need to. If you put a 30 on it and you have a level 7 right away, level 7 is that golden color, which is almost up to that level 10, which is that pale yellow that you want to get that white. You go in again with a 20 and then go in with a 10 if you still need to. If you put a 20 on and your hair still feels healthy but it's not working, put a 30 on. I'm crazy. Personally, I will put a 40 on your head or a 30 on your head first. I'm not going to even think about the 20 until at the end. Don't take that advice though, always. That's my personal thing. If you're someone who you have no fear and the person doesn't really care, do it. Just make sure you don't get that 30 on the scalp because that will cause a chemical burn. Once you have that pale yellow, you cannot lighten past that yellow, because if your hair actually turns white because of the lightener, it means that all of your pigment is gone and your hair is actually just dead. You cannot fix that pretty much in any way. It'll turn to mush and it'll fall out. If you have that bit of yellow, you can tone it to get that really cool white that you want. In Goldwell, the 10P or the 10V will give you that beigey or that white look. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about all these questions that I was asked. If you want me to explain anything in more depth, or personally if you have like a specific thing, just put a comment or inbox me or contact me on VF. I put a link in the description, I think, because I don't like putting stuff around here. And always check out Emo Hair on VF. They've got some awesome forums. They got really great people to give you advice, and they have professionals like me who can give you some really awesome advice too. So until then, see you.